In the corner of the world, there's the island of Etten, small town by the name of Tamden, and a large tree that brings new life every year. Ward, this has been about a year since you emerged. About 10 months. The night before, you had been studying and researching a new spell. You wake up to a morning like any other, in your home on top of the hill, just to the north of Tamden.
I, I get out of bed, kind of stumbling. These damned hooves.
Your home is much like it is every day, cluttered and taking up too much space. You have your tables shoved in where they can fit, wherever they possibly can. Your alchemy table in the corner, your potion making sort of crammed in sideways, and books covering every inch of the wall. Your potion brewing stand on the other side of your house is where you spent most of your night last night. You were experimenting with bringing life to dead wood. None of your experiments ended properly last night. No real progress. But you do notice something a little off this morning. Can you give me just a flat perception check, please?
Yes.
So, Ward, as you look over your previous night's work, hoping that inspiration had come to you the night before, you realize that the wood you had been working on is gone. You had a small piece of wood on this table. It is now missing. Nobody had come in and out or touched it other than yourself, and the table now lays not empty, but emptier.
Interesting. I'm gonna go and check all my other stuff. Doesn't look like anything else is tampered with.
The rest of your house seems untouched. Everything seems fine. But you do notice some scratch marks along the edge of the table, as well as new scratch marks along the floor leading out the door. I mean, your floor is ruined and broken already from explosions you've caused throughout the year, but these scratches are new. They don't look like they were done by you.
Interesting. I think I'll follow them.
Okay. You make your way out your front door. The same yard on top of the hill. You see the view of the forest out ahead of you. The ground just outside your door, scorched and marred from other experiments. The patch of blue fire that never seems to go out off to the side that you fenced off so no one accidentally walks in.
I'll sit and admire it for a hot second.
Ward, as you step out and breathe the morning air of Tamden, please describe your character for us.
Well, I'm a centaur with a green long cloak and an interesting skull of some antlered beast of some kind on my head. It obscures my emerald green eyes that I hide from the world, and I have long unkempt hair that goes all the way down my back.
Outstanding.
I move very slowly, but very directly.
Now that you're outside and you're looking around, can you give me an investigation check, please?
Yes.
See if you can pick up on the trail that walked out of your house. So, you see some scuttling marks, some little, pokes in the dirt as if somebody had taken a little, stake and dug it in a few places, as if somebody was, walking on stakes. You see them leading out the door, sort of wandering around outside the front door for a minute, before the path sort of leads northwest-ish toward the other side of the hill, past the fire and past your home. Further north than even Tamden and the Lifebringer, you see the vast forest of Etten ahead of you. The evergreens and the trees, the vast sea before you. You see the stakes and the little footprints walking down the hill.
Interesting. I'll continue following that.
Okay. So the footsteps go all the way along the hill, down toward the even further north from your home, which was already the furthest north point of Tamden, down into the forest. The forest you've traversed pretty regularly, finding new animals and plant species for your research. You spend most of your days there or in your home experimenting, but the steps continue down into the forest as the trees grow denser and darker. It's peaceful. You hear the birds in the distance, all the random animals and critters that live out there. The forest, as always, is peaceful. There is no beast or monster to even be aware of. The footsteps sort of are wobbly and they meander about, walking in different directions. Seems like they're looking around. Eventually, you reach a larger clearing, sort of in a plateau out in the forest, where it looks like a tree has freshly fallen.
Where's the fallen tree on the map?
Right in front of you there.
Oh, this one. Okay.
So there's a dead log and a pile of dirt underneath. The footsteps seem to have dissipated for now, but the log has caught your eye. Resting on top of the log is a small butterfly. It's red and gold colors, all dotting the wings and gleaming peacefully in the sunlight.
I go to put my finger up to the butterfly. Hello, monarch.
The butterfly slowly crawls up your fingertip, but the wood underneath seems to shuffle as well.
I
And I roll.
The log seems to uproot from the mound of dirt it was sitting on and roll over a few feet. And instead of being a normal log, Carrot Chomps, could you please describe your character for us?
Oh, certainly. Quickly donning his armor, you see kind of this tall, rigid yet matted figure of a shell of around a person, a being. It looks very bark-like with moss and other fixtures going alongside. Notably on their shoulders is this more brown, rustic colored, call it fragment of wood that rests for each pad, and you didn't get quite a glimpse of their eyes, but in place of where their faces is what seems to be an encapsulating shell, almost similar in your style of skull attire, that fits that of a helmet, as one would describe. And you can't really get a look under the helmet, but there's a clear outcropping for where you imagine their eyes and face rest, that kind of stay back almost in a what you'd assume to be condescending way, but maybe not so much now that he rolled and was backed away. Um, the rest of his attire complements quite well with him donning essentially a call it belts of some kind of branch and gnarls, and then very typical call them boots or greaves that are matching in this wood like texture. This covers it in like a plated or covers them in like a plated um, armor, if you will. Um, he kind of steps back a moment and assesses the situation, and he's reaching for something, but there's really nothing there on his person. Um, and he's just kind of eyeing you cautiously, perhaps even staying very still to avoid
Ward
attention.
Ward is just staring in pure awe, completely awestruck by this 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 thing in front of him that just seems powerful and strong and new. Most of all, Ward is incredibly intrigued. Hello?
The powerful creature hides behind a tree. Hello?
Hello?
Peace.
Who who are you?
You can call me Monarch. Who are you?
Monarch. I think that suits you. I'm Ward. Pleased to meet you. I do a little bow with my horse body.
He, the person before you tries to like bow, but cumbersomely almost like falls down, but catches himself on the tree, cracking a
I
branch.
I walk up to try and help you get your balance, almost using it as an excuse to feel your armor.
He begrudgingly tries to back away a bit, but nonetheless appreciates the help. Um, and he looks around a bit. Are there others?
If you mean others, like me, all over the place. Here, no. It's just
Oh,
me and you.
okay. Um, can can you give me a moment? I need to, and I'm gonna look around for my walking stick, aka my weapon. The where
Um,
did I leave it?
uh, over by, there's a large boulder nearby. You see a large stick protruding from the ground, uh, with a big, sort of gnarled mess of roots and rock at the end of it.
He picks it up kind of like a walking stick with the heavy end on the ground to help his footing, and he turns around and with the walking stick says, "I typically don't sleep for that long. I'm sorry."
Well, I'm glad you're awake.
Hmm, where are we again?
We are north of Tamden. My residence is there. If you'd like,
Tam-
I can take you back there.
Tamden, yes. Yeah, I recall. It's, it's been some time. Um, I would like that. I would love to see your place
But
of
before we go, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
ask away.
What are you?
I'm Monarch.
Okay. Serves me well enough. I pull out a little notebook and scribble something down, like frantically, and then put it away and put it right back where it came from just as quick.
Monarch looks a little perplexed of the weird gestures and he pats himself to see if he had like a book too, and he doesn't. And so he just grabs his walking stick again and yes, I recall you invited me to your living space.
Something like that. Let's go.
Right now?
Sure. What else do we have to do?
And Monarch kind of looks around the trees a bit, and almost like they forgot to do something, but then they shook it off and start slowly following you, keeping their distance for sure. But more or less, it's a bit slower than your hoovedness.
Well, as Ward, your new friend, seems to be learning how to walk behind you, you make your way back through the forest, the same path you followed. The trees growing denser and denser, less and less light peering through the top of the trees. Any conversation as you walk is relatively idle. But again, as you walk,
Monarch is still very cautious.
As you walk, Ward, you can't help but notice the small footsteps you had seen outside your door. The path that you'd been following reappears as you enter a small clearing of trees. This is a much denser part of the forest, but you see the same footsteps down below you. Do you pause and take a look around? Do you keep going?
I'm gonna take a look around and follow these tracks.
Monarch kind of chimes in. How further are we from your home?
We're almost there. We're almost there. You see these on the ground, and I point towards the tracks. Last night I was messing with wood, and I thought it had made you, but I
Me?
mayhaps be mistaken.
I don't recall you as my creator, no.
And I don't recall creating something as magnificent as you.
Right. Can I check those tracks, DM?
Yeah, go ahead and give me investigation.
Ooh. Oh, that's a 14.
So the tracks, at first, almost look like two peg legs had been poking in and out of the ground. You see some small holes, no more than half an inch deep. But then you see a third mark, a fourth, a sixth, a 10th, as it looks like they are growing limbs or splitting apart. And the reason you'd lost the tracks, Ward, is because the tracks had gotten smaller and sort of multiplied as you had been walking. Now, instead of being,
Right.
half an inch diameter and half an inch deep, whatever, they're no more than small pinpricks or disturbances in the dirt, and they look like they've spread all around the clearing.
Do I recognize this at all as a forest creature? Is there anything that I would...
Nothing that you are familiar with, no, Ward. Or no, Monarch. As
I'm
you
just gonna
guys
stay cautiously closer.
So, as you guys sort of look around, you notice a branch standing up from the dirt, something that seems a little out of place, though would have been easily missed at first glance, but it looks like a branch of a tree is just sitting perfectly stood upright in the dirt. Right over here.
Hey, Monarch, is that your little brother?
Hmm? Well, that's a loaded question. I don't have kin. What is... I'm gonna start approaching the tree. Wait, which way you say it was?
Right over here.
I don't see the ping.
Oh, I'm on the GM layer. That's why. There.
Oh.
Oops. Right over here.
There it is. Okay.
I'm gonna step back, instinctively using Monarch as a shield from whatever this is.
So Monarch, as you approach the twig, it seems to be in a really weird position for a twig to just be laying in the middle of the forest. Normally they would be fallen flat, broken off by a deer or something that had been wandering the woods. No, this was standing perfectly upright, like somebody had planted it. But it seems weird to be planting a dead twig. As you approach it, though, the twig wriggles and writhes before forming into a small humanoid being made out of wood. No more than a foot and a half. No more than a foot and a half tall. These things are small. It regards you with curiosity, Monarch. It looks up to you as if it thinks it's your dad or you're its dad. It looks confused and curiously toward you.
Ward, is this yours? He's like, now Monarch is kind of like holding up the walking stick closer, just like two-handed, almost like a little bit of a little shake. And
as you,
I'm frantically taking notes as this is happening.
As you are like
almost distracted,
looking back and talking toward Ward, and you like reposition your walking stick, it seems to be like mirroring your movements. Its head sort of like moves back in the same way you move it back. Its arm positions the same way you're holding your walking stick. And then you hear a voice that starts off like the creaking of branches and trees in the woods before creaking into a more weak and jumbled voice. Ward, is that you?
I smash it.
Roll to hit. Or yeah.
Rolling to hit. That's a 24.
A 24? Okay, give me a second. Let me pull this up.
It's scared him.
Ward is just horrified.
Yeah, you just see like the walking stick that Monarch was like using as like a cane because they're slow. He just like
Bludgeons him.
With just like a wrist. He just rotates his whole stature or his whole wrist with the walking stick, using the bottom half of the trunk as like the head of a mallet, and just bam straight down on the creature.
What did you roll? You rolled a 24? Damage? Yeah, that hits. Roll for damage.
One. It's a 4.
4. So you like you grab your walking stick and quickly like lift it up and squish, swing it down, squishing the new twig creature underneath. You like cautiously lift up your wood hammer, and underneath just lies like a pile of broken kindling and twigs underneath. The thing you just squished is completely gone. I would like you all to roll initiative for me. Hold on. Give me. hold on. I broke D&D Beyond. Give me 5 seconds.
Oh, there's initiative. 16,
Whoa.
baby.
Okay, 16. Monarch, roll me initiative, or did you already roll? Yes, you did. You rolled a 12.
Monarch rolled a 12.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me go ahead and roll this as well. Well, as you guys stand in the woods, the broken twigs laying ahead of you,
Lord, I think I broke it.
I wanted you to poke it with the stick, but not that hard.
as you guys stand there, you realize more and more twigs around you had been standing. There now stand 7 additional twigs that had been submerged in the dirt, that have grown and morphed into these little humanoid things. And this one off to the right behind you, Ward, takes a few steps forward and speaks in that same sort of like wobbly, creaky voice.
Opposed to
Smack
Monarch,
it with
I'm absolutely like
a
ecstatic
stick.
right now. By the way,
It's like head cocks to the side, mirror, trying to like the twigs in its face kind of morph into like a weird, twisted, creaky smile. Smack it with a stick. And as you watch it, the same
Hello, little one.
twigs all around start walking forward slowly. All of them mimicking the same words. Smack it with a stick. Smack it with a stick. And with that,
Lord,
combat begins. Ward, it is your
okay,
turn.
Monarch.
What would you like to
This
do?
is experiment. This is experiment 248. I think we gotta get rid of him. We can count
Get
this
rid
one
of
as a
them?
failure.
there's Monarch is trying to do math, but doesn't know what math is, and
Doesn't know what
there's
math
more of
is.
them. We should retreat, I think.
Okay, I'm gonna move behind Monarch. Where's my
What?
movement?
Here,
40
let me
feet.
let me go ahead and
Okay, how
delete
much are
the
each
one
these
twig that
squares?
was destroyed. So each square is 5 foot. You have a ruler off to your on the left side that you're able to use. So like Monarch is 20 feet away from you right now. 25 feet away.
Oh,
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna move right there.
where you go? Where are you going? We
Smack
should.
it with a stick. Smack it with
I'm
a
gonna
stick.
firebolt one of them. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
which one are you
firebolt,
firebolting?
How do I ping on here?
I marked them all with colors.
You
Just say the color. Just say the
Oh,
color.
click,
I'll
left
hit-
click.
I'll hit the red one.
The red one? Yeah, roll to attack. Or roll to hit.
Oh,
A
I
7
rolled a 1.
does not connect. So you like wind up, quickly, frantically roll. You've got a little notebook and you like flip through it, find the words you'd scribbled down, say a few words, and a firebolt shoots out of your hand, narrowly missing the twig blight, connecting with the stone behind it, leaving a little sear mark on the stone.
Damn! I need to work on that one.
Anything else, Ward?
That's all I can do, right?
You get an action and then a bonus action, if you have a bonus action to do.
I don't think I have a bonus action. Can I push Monarch? No, just kidding.
That would be a full action. So as
Yeah,
a bonus
that's all I
action,
got.
if you've moved at least 30 feet toward a target and hit it with a melee weapon, you can do your hooves. Bonus action, you can magically create a tiny quill. Yeah, you don't have many for bonus actions, but cool. Does that end your turn?
Yes.
All right, Monarch. It is your turn.
The fire just erupted from this horse's hand. I'm running away. I'm
where are you
going
running
this
to?
way. This way. Ah!
Monarch.
Wood, your new wood friend is running away in terror because you just created fire from nothing.
what, what was that? What's going on? And
Relax.
your magnificent wooden creature with their walking stick is gonna crouch and use the dodge action.
Okay, does that end your turn?
Yep, I am my turn.
Okay. Now on to the twig blights. The purple one that you started running towards is like slowly stepping its way towards you. Again, very stumbly because it's new to having legs. Takes a few steps forward. You're like crouched before it as it like steps up. It's still a little bit shorter than your eye level, even crouched. And it looks at you and it just smack it with a stick. And it is just going to slash at you with its hand. Does a 15 hit?
It does not.
Okay, that ends that one's turn.
Magnificent.
And again, the same
I'm just standing there.
blights are just slowly walking toward each of you. Slowly surrounding both of you in these little pieces of wood. Ward, all three of them walk toward you, repeating the same mantra of smack it with a stick. And all take a slash at you. Does a dirty 20 hit?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh my god. Does a 22 hit?
Yes.
And last one. Does an 18 hit?
Oh
Yes.
my god.
So that is going to be 10 slashing damage? Or piercing damage, sorry. All three
10?
of them come walking towards you, trying to, like, slash at your legs, slashing at your hooves. Yes, 10 piercing. Trying to just slash at whatever part of your body is open to them at the moment.
Sweet.
Monarch, the other three that surround you also take slashes towards you.
Huh?
Monarch does an 18 hit.
Oh yeah.
Monarch does a 9 hit.
Nope.
Does another 18 hit.
Yep.
Okay. So that is going to be also 10 piercing damage.
I have that.
You live that? Heard? And with that, that's going to be the end of the Twig Blight's turn. Monarch. Or Ward, what are we doing?
I'm gonna try and get this thing right. I'm gonna go for another firebolt
Okay.
on the red one.
On the red one, roll to hit.
17.
A 17 hits, roll for damage.
5.
5. Yeah, the thing combusts. It's gone. It's smoke.
Perfect. Just as I rehearsed. Monarch, please.
Help! Lord! Why did you make these? Why did you make these things?
Smack it with
It was a failed
stick.
experiment.
Smack it with a stick. Anything
I was
else?
trying
Ward?
to make something
yeah.
like, and I just gesture to the entirety of Monarch.
He does not notice. He's just crouching behind his stick as he's like swatting off these things.
Ward, anything else you're doing?
That's all I got.
Okay, Monarch, it's your turn.
And then trying to like grab onto their stick, he's like they're like gnawing at him, and he's like trying to swat them off. A bit of like frustration and fear kind of comes out of Monarch, and he kind of swells up to grab his hammer, but is not successful. And so, out of frustration, he just casts Word of Radiance.
Ooh,
So
okay.
I need all 4 of those guys to make a con save for me.
Roll a con save. Heard.
13.
DC of 13.
Yep.
One of them saves.
Okay, they all are going to take 1 radiant damage.
Is it half if you save, or is it none if you save?
Each creature of your choice, see with the mage, must succeed on the saving throw. It's just save or damage. So
Heard. Okay. Yeah, so like the orange, green, and the pink ones all sort of like recoil from the heat that's emanating off of you. Though the purple one, the first one that had come up to you, is still like trying to slash through your armor. Is there anything else you're gonna do?
nope, he's just gonna cower. He's just
Okay.
he's like back away, and then it is sitting there.
Okay. Ward, the 2 that are still on you are gonna continue trying to slash at you and grab at you. Does a 16 hit?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh my gosh,
Does
so
a
low.
12 hit?
Yes.
Your AC is so low.
I'm a wizard.
Yeah, he's a
That's
wizard. That's gonna be 8 piercing damage.
Sweet. I'm alive.
Oh,
We're alive. Barely. Monarch, they are all just gonna do the same and try and find weak points in your armor. Does a dirty 20 hit?
yeah, oh yeah.
Does a 5 hit?
Nope.
That was a nat 1. And that was a 2. So only one of them manages to like find a weak point in your armor and like stick their claws in. That's gonna be 3 piercing damage as they like find a little slot in your armor around the torso. And that is gonna end the Twig Blight's turn. Turns. Ward, we're back to you.
Sweet. I'm gonna firebolt again.
Okay. Roll the
When
hit.
in doubt, firebolt it out. 13. Or
It's a 19, yeah. That
Oh.
hits. I'm not even gonna ask you to roll for damage. I'll be real. They have 4 health.
I rolled a 2 for damage.
Which they're gonna be weak to fire. So
The yellow one.
On
Oh,
the
they're
yellow
weak to
one,
fire?
heard.
Let's go.
Well, yeah, exactly. So they're vulnerable. Cool. Anything else, Ward?
I'm gonna look somewhat pridefully at my creations. Like, yeah, I'm on the brink of death, but I'm also amazed that I've created something that's done this. and a slight bit horrified.
Hey, you need a mix of both. Yeah, so the yellow one again erupts into it, just a poof of smoke. Monarch, what do you do?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, the overwhelming attack is still too much for Monarch, and so they're going to cast Word of Radiance again.
They all need con saves.
Of 13.
Heard. Again, one of them saves. Roll for damage.
Take 1 radiant damage! Let's go!
Again, you are sort of like, as the purple one jabs you in the side, sort of yelp in pain again, as once again, like this burst of glowing golden energy bursts off of you. All of them like trying to recoil from the warmth, with the exception of the one purple one that seems to be very resistant. Anything else, Monarch?
Let me check real quick. Nope, we're good.
Okay.
End my turn.
The twig blights in front of you, Monarch, are still like recoiling from the warmth, and they're like cowering a bit. They're trying to like slowly inch back. The green one first was one of the closest ones and got hit one of the worst from your glowing burst of energy as he steps back, leaving them very open for attack.
Yeah.
Do you want to react to them stepping away?
Yeah, I'm gonna use my reaction and hit up an opportunity attack.
Okay. So the green one like steps away. Go ahead and roll to hit.
18.
18 hits. Roll for damage.
Well, that's a 9.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna like dead leg it as the other ones are attacking me.
Yeah. So they all like start to like cower from the heat you're emanating. The one right behind you sort of like starts to step away, and as you hear it step away, you like swing your hammer around. Again, just absolutely pulverizing it. It just turns into kindling when you hit it. The other 3 in front of you are like all really starting to back off. Just don't smack it with stick. Don't smack it. And it like steps even further back. And the blue one takes a swing at Ward. Ward does a
Let's see what happens.
does a 13 hit.
Yeah, 13 hits.
That is going to be 2 piercing damage.
That's exactly how much life I had.
Oh no!
I'm
So
down.
it manages to like get a really good hit right in your chest. It doesn't really knock you unconscious, but it as someone who's not super experienced in combat, it's enough to like throw you off your feet, and you just sort of like stumble backward, trying to like patch or put your hand on the part you were just stabbed. As the blue one hits you, it looks super proud for a moment, and then looks back and sees the other 4 like cowering, the one just pulverized and turned into wood dust. And then it also like realizes the rest of them are trying to like back away. Seems a little confused while the other 3 are still just cowering, almost begging for their life from Monarch. That's gonna end all of their turns as well.
Do I get to make a save?
Yeah, roll me a death save. The first death save of D12.
How do I do that on here? Do I...
Should be in the where your health is. Like, click on it and be able to roll for a save, or just roll a flat D20. You can do that too. Okay.
Wait. Oh, okay. Here we go. I'm rolling. 14?
14 saves.
Let's go.
Monarch. The twig blights ahead of you are cowering in fear. What do you do?
So like Monarch is taking it back, like after hitting the one with the dead leg, he like looks up to his right and he sees Ward fall to one of the twig blights, and just like out of sheer reaction, he's going to run over and attack the blue one.
Okay. Roll to hit.
That's a 13.
Yeah, that hits. Roll for damage.
That's a 7.
Again, you like rear your warhammer back, bringing it down on top of it, and you just leave like a square indentation in the dirt and just a bunch of crumbled wood underneath.
And then looking at like Ward on the ground, and then the 3 of the other ones running away, a new emotion arises from Ward. Frustration, or not Ward, from Monarch. Frustration. And I'm going to use my Channel Divinity.
Okay.
Champions Challenge. Those 3 must make a wisdom saving throw, I believe, a 13.
Okay.
Hold on, let me check. Yes, so make a wisdom saving throw of 13.
That one nat 20s.
Okay.
And then the other two fail. What
And
does
I
Champion's
and just
Challenge
like
do
this
again?
this gold pulse, this similar to the gold pulse that was like hurting them and in like a reflective manner. This time it actually just emanates to the enemies running away, and Monarch just says, "You will pay for what you've done. Fight me." And he grabs his shield from his from his backside that was behind his armor.
Yeah, so you like reach behind you, your shield like growing onto your arm and then forming again into a shield. As the and what does the
Effects of them do?
yeah, what is the effect of that?
Oh, those that fail, they hold on. Those that fail cannot willingly move away more than 30 feet from me.
Oh, gotcha.
So they have to come towards me.
Heard. Yeah, so like the purple and orange ones, they stay sort of cowering in fear at their distance they're at. The pink one actually managed to save, and it's just gonna try and run off into the woods. While the other two continue to like fear, like almost backs against a wall of like this invisible barrier. Monarch, or well, Ward, go ahead and give me another death save, please.
Oh. $16.
Let's go.
That saves. Yeah, let's go. Monarch, it is your turn again. You have two pitiful, cowering beings in front of you. What do you do?
I'm going to. I'm going to walk up to the two beings, and like, almost like making a head count with this like new frustration. He notices the other one running away, and he's he's going to cast command.
Okay.
Approach to the pink one.
Okay.
Wisdom save a 13.
Oh my god. It nat 20'd again.
Oh
my gosh.
gosh.
I put some good magic in these guys.
You really did.
Yeah, right? Anything else, Monarch?
Well, he tried to make that one pay, but he'll just remember its sins for later. And then as a bonus action, I'm going to actually no, I'm gonna end my turn.
Okay.
End my turn right there.
Again, the twig blights before you are just cowering in fear, while the pink one continues to run away, this time nearly leaving your line of sight, as the purple and orange ones just sit there in fear before you. Monarch, or Ward, go ahead and give me another death save, please.
Come on. 9?
9
Oh.
fails. Okay, Monarch, what do you do?
Okay. I'm not gonna relish too long now. I think I tried to get the guy to get to me, so I'm gonna kick the purple one.
Okay, roll the hit.
That's it. 14.
14 hits, roll for damage.
Takes 4 damage.
Takes 4 damage. The one in front of you, the one you kick, just shatters and tumbles apart into a bunch of broken twigs and sticks. The orange one is still just cowering in front of you.
Monarch just like shoots as much like intense rage at this one orange one, ready to destroy it, perhaps even Smited. Anyways.
Does that end your turn?
How far am I from you? Okay. Yeah, that ends my turn.
Okay. The pink one now fully runs away, disappearing from your line of sight. Effectively is out of combat. All that's left is the little orange one before you, Monarch, cowering in fear, watching all of its little buddies just turn into dust and firewood.
Monarch just kind of looks at it for a moment and goes,
it's like looking up at you, trying. It doesn't really know how to make a face of fear, but it's afraid. It's just, don't smack. Don't smack.
Run.
Don't smack.
Monarch
that'll
says
be
you can run.
your turn. Actually, Ward, go ahead and roll me another death save, please.
Yep. This is it. This is where I have to decide.
12.
That saves. You're good. You're good. Oh.
Do I get to take an action now or?
No.
No,
You are stabilized now. Basically, you're still like not fit to fight, but you're stable.
Okay. So, do I go back to HP or? How does it work?
You have 1 HP, I believe.
You have 0.
You're
I think.
okay. Yeah.
I'm
So
stabilized.
you are unconscious, but you're stable.
Okay.
You're not like actually unconscious, really. Like these guys didn't knock you out, but you're like managed to plug up the bleeding as best you can as you watch the fight. Monarch,
Taking notes.
how do you treat this last twig blight before you?
With utmost justice, I'm going to hit it with my warhammer. That is a natural 20.
Roll for damage.
Oh my god. That's a 16.
Okay.
And then, as a special action, I use Divine Smite.
Yeah.
It's gonna take. Hold on.
Roll for damage.
Using 1 spell slot, it is going to take 15 more damage. So that's a total of 31 damage coming.
It had 2 health. The last blight before you, beyond just cowering in fear, just in sheer, completely terrified of you, watches as you bring your hammer up above your head and bring it down on top of its small body, the wood body just shattering and exploding into dirt. Your hammer like sinks into the mud, and after it's already dead, after it's already disintegrated by the force of your strike, your anger like fuels your hammer and brings down another strike of just pure radiant energy on top of it, scarring the dirt around it in like this almost star-shaped pattern, leaving this giant scar in front of you and a new crater of dirt about maybe 2 feet in diameter, of just shattered earth. And the clearing is empty, and combat is over.
Monarch just like standing over the what you call it, the crater. It's probably like still sizzling a bit from the radiant heat.
Yeah.
And he just simply says, "You hurt my friends, I hurt you." And then he's gonna go over to Ward.
You make your way over to Ward to find he's fine, injured, but mostly just writing notes in his notebook rather than, being almost dead.
I've had it worse, Monarch. You should have seen experiment 182.
I wish I didn't.
Neither did I.
He's gonna extend his hand out to pick you off the ground like you did when you met him in the forest.
I'll take it. I'll take that.
And as he picks you up, Monarch is going to utilize 15 of his lay on hands pool and heal you 15 HP. Just like kind of accidentally, it was just like a clean handshake that.
Yeah. The like remaining radiant energy that is sort of enveloping you dissipates into Ward as he stands up. The wounds in his side, the random claw marks are like healing and scabbing over almost immediately. And he stands before you almost as good as new.
I'm just absolutely amazed at this point, just in wonder at Monarch, and I've been writing notes about him and his abilities in my notebook. So how many did you take care of?
One left.
One left. Interesting. We'll see where that goes. For now, shall we continue back to my house?
Oh yes, yes. Sorry, kind of forgot there. Let's go.
You guys continue on the road discussing your encounter. Twig blights are all gone with the exception of the one that got away, but the road back is peaceful. It's not even midday by now. As you guys approach the hill, climbing up top, you find...
Monarch kind of like freezes in his tracks for a moment, just looking at the fire. Just like not even getting near, like 20 feet away. You know, when someone just drops gasoline on a bonfire, you're like, I'm not getting near that.
Don't worry, it won't hurt you, unless I want it to.
Monarch a little intimidated by.
As you guys talk, one of the fences that Ward like shoddily put up just falls over into the fire and catches on fire.
Okay, actually,
is there another
maybe...
entrance this way?
Yeah, let's go around. Let's go around. Experiment 50. Experiment 50 is a work in progress.
What? So are experiments more than creatures?
Yeah, anything can be an experiment. A soup, an eternal fire, splintered whatever we just saw. This is my work, Monarch. Welcome to my home, my lab, my everything. I live here alone, and I experiment on the world around me and discover things that have not been discovered before. Which is why you're special. There's nothing like you that I've ever seen before.
Well, I haven't seen anything like you either.
As you
How'd
guys...
you make that fire out of your hands?
Oh, that is I call it firebolt. It's experiment 3. One of the first things I learned how to do. It helps me defend myself against whatever's in those dark woods.
Right. That's impressive. You can control that.
And how about you? You called light. You healed my wounds. What was that?
I didn't heal your wounds. You just got up.
So I did. Interesting. I
Were you
write a
hurt?
note down. I was incapacitated. Those splinters completely obliterated me. I would be upset, but I'm more proud of that I was able to accomplish that. And you saved me.
Well, it's the least I can do.
So, where do you stay? Do you want to go back to the pile you rose out of, or would you like to stay here? I would love to commit experiments on you.
What? You commit what?
Experiments. We can
Huh?
test your strength. We can test your whatever it was that made me healthy. We can test all sorts of things and figure out what you are. I mean, I would love to keep you around if I can. You're quite powerful, and I'm quite frail.
Right. I do have quite a lot of questions. Maybe you can help them answer, or find an answer for them.
Ask away.
As the conversation continues and unfolds, and the blossoming friendship begins, the sun sets off in the distance as you talk for hours and discuss the day and discuss each other. Before long, weeks have passed of testing and training and learning about each other. Before either of you really realize it, almost 2 months have passed of testing and learning and experimenting. Ward, it is the day before the Lifebringer ceremony, and the 1-year anniversary of you arriving in Tamden. And with that, we will end our session 0. I have been your Dungeon Master. Thank you very much, and I'm very excited for both of you and all of you watching to join us tomorrow for our very first session.